Winter is tough and heating bills are rising, but the Amish have stayed warm for generations without relying on gas or electricity. Using resourceful, affordable methods, they've mastered staying cozy through the coldest months. From clever insulation tricks to natural heating solutions, these 30 Amish-inspired tips can help you cut costs and keep warm this winter. Let's start with a classic Amish winter hack: hot water bottles. These simple rubber containers are filled with hot water and tucked into beds before sleeping. It's like giving your blankets a warm hug, ensuring you don't shiver when you slide under the covers. Some Amish families even wrap their hot water bottles in wool socks for extra insulation and comfort. They might seem old-fashioned, but hot water bottles are a low-cost, reusable way to stay cozy through the night. Heated stones are another timeless trick. The Amish heat large, flat stones on their wood stoves during the day. Once warmed, the stones are wrapped in thick cloth and used as portable heaters. They're placed at the foot of a bed, under a blanket while sitting, or even carried around to warm hands on a chilly day. These stones hold heat for hours, making them the original rechargeable heaters. No batteries required. Another brilliant Amish habit is using natural sunlight for free heating. On sunny winter days, windows facing south are opened wide to let the sun's rays flood in, warming the home naturally. As soon as the sun sets, thick curtains or blankets are drawn over the windows to trap the heat inside, like sealing in warmth after baking a loaf of bread. It's a zero-cost way to make the most of what nature provides. If you've got candles lying around, the Amish have a clever way to turn them into tiny heaters. Candle heaters, made by placing a terracotta pot upside down over a cluster of candles, are surprisingly effective for warming small spaces. The terracotta absorbs heat from the flames and radiates it outward, creating a cozy glow of warmth. These are perfect for warming a small room or desk area and add a soothing ambiance on cold evenings. Next up, layering for the home. Just as you'd layer clothing to stay warm, the Amish layer their living spaces. Rugs and carpets are placed on wooden or stone floors to prevent heat from escaping downward. Straw bales stacked tightly around the base of homes or greenhouses act as insulation, keeping the cold out and the heat in. Even hanging thick blankets over doorways can create a heat barrier, keeping warm air contained in living spaces. Designating warm zones is another clever strategy. Instead of trying to heat an entire house, the Amish focus on keeping a single central room warm. This is often the kitchen or living room, where the family gathers to share warmth. By shutting doors to unused rooms and concentrating the heat in one area, they create a cozy environment while conserving resources. Let's not forget hot meals and beverages. The Amish know that hearty stews, soups, and teas do more than nourish the body. They warm it from the inside out. A pot of stew bubbling on the wood stove not only fills the room with comforting aromas, but also adds warmth and humidity to the air, making the space feel cozier. For extra warmth, some Amish families rely on handcrafted quilts and wool blankets. These aren't your average store-bought throws. Amish quilts are thick, heavy, and made from tightly woven fabrics that trap heat like no other. Layered on beds or draped over chairs, they're as functional as they are beautiful, often passed down through generations as treasured heirlooms. Here's another unexpected trick: draft stoppers. These are simple tubes of fabric, often filled with rice or dried beans, placed along the bottoms of doors and windows to block chilly drafts. They're easy to make at home using old socks or fabric scraps and can be customized to fit any gap. The Amish often add a touch of creativity, decorating their draft stoppers with colorful patterns or stitching, turning these practical items into charming household accents. Thermal mass also makes an appearance inside Amish homes. Large barrels of water or dark stones are placed near stoves or south-facing windows to absorb heat during the day and release it slowly at night. It's the same concept they use in their greenhouses, adapted for home use. These natural heat batteries quietly do their job, reducing the need for active heating. And finally, there's the simplest rule of all: keep moving. The Amish don't sit idle for long, especially in winter. Daily chores like chopping wood, milking cows, or hauling water keep their bodies warm and their blood flowing. Even indoors, light activities like quilting or baking keep the chill at bay while providing a sense of purpose and productivity. It's a reminder that staying warm doesn't have to mean sitting by a heater. It can be as simple as getting up and moving. These clever tricks might seem small, but their impact is huge. By combining these strategies, the Amish create warm, comfortable homes without relying on gas or electricity. The best part? Many of these ideas are easy to replicate no matter where you live. So, whether it's heating a stone, layering your floors with rugs, or whipping up a pot of hot soup, you can bring a little Amish ingenuity into your home this winter. The Amish understand that staying warm begins with how you dress. They've perfected the art of layering, using natural materials and practical clothing to create an invisible barrier against the cold. It's not just about staying comfortable, it's about making every layer count. The foundation of their cold weather wardrobe is long underwear, and it's far from a relic of the past. This essential base layer traps heat close to the body while wicking away moisture, keeping you dry and warm even during physical work. Amish long underwear is often made from wool or heavy cotton, materials that hold heat far better than synthetic options. It's like wearing a cozy second skin, ensuring that no heat escapes when you're braving the winter chill. On top of this base layer, the Amish rely on wool socks. Not just any socks, but thick, durable ones. Wool is a natural insulator capable of keeping feet warm even when they're damp. And since cold feet can make your whole body feel like an icebox, investing in high-quality wool socks is like giving your toes their own personal heating system. The Amish often knit these socks by hand, making them not only functional but also long-lasting. When paired with sturdy boots, wool socks keep their feet toasty whether they're walking to the barn or trudging through snow-covered fields. Next comes layering with natural fabrics, a technique the Amish have turned into an art form. Wool sweaters, flannel shirts, and heavy vests create layers of insulation that trap warm air between them. Think of it like building a wall of protection. Each layer adds another line of defense against the cold. Wool, in particular, is a favorite for its ability to retain heat while remaining breathable. A thick wool sweater is the go-to middle layer, worn over a flannel shirt for extra warmth and comfort. Scarves, hats, and gloves complete the ensemble, and the Amish never underestimate their importance. Most body heat escapes through the head and neck, so covering these areas is essential. Wool hats fit snugly to keep heat in, while scarves act as a shield, blocking cold air from sneaking down your collar. Even indoors, lighter scarves are often worn to maintain warmth without adding bulk. One of the most effective and surprisingly stylish layers the Amish use is the turtleneck. Turtlenecks keep the neck and chest warm, preventing heat loss in areas that are especially vulnerable to the cold. Paired with a vest, they create a streamlined, functional outfit that's perfect for layering under heavier outerwear. When it's time to relax indoors, the Amish turn to handmade quilts and woolen wraps. These aren't just ordinary blankets. They're thick, tightly stitched, and designed to trap heat like nothing else. Amish quilts are made with multiple layers of cotton or wool batting, providing incredible insulation. Draping one over your shoulders or using it as a lap blanket feels like stepping into a warm cocoon. And because these quilts are made to last, they're often passed down through generations as treasured family heirlooms. Another trick the Amish use is layering indoors. Wearing multiple layers inside the home reduces the need to crank up the heat. Lightweight scarves, long-sleeved flannel shirts, and vests are commonly worn indoors, even during everyday tasks. This not only keeps them warm, but also helps them transition seamlessly between indoor and outdoor work. What sets the Amish apart is their commitment to practicality. Their clothing isn't just about warmth, it's about adaptability. Layers can be added or removed as needed, making their system flexible enough to handle a range of activities and temperatures. Whether they're milking cows in the barn or sitting by the fire, they can adjust their clothing to stay comfortable. If you're looking to stay warm this winter without breaking the bank, consider adopting some of these Amish-inspired layering techniques. Start with a quality base layer like long underwear, add insulating fabrics like wool and flannel, and don't forget the accessories. Hats, scarves, and gloves make all the difference. And when you're relaxing at home, keep a heavy quilt nearby for those extra chilly nights. With a little ingenuity and the right materials, you can stay warm and cozy all winter long. When it comes to heating their homes, the Amish have mastered the art of working with nature instead of fighting against it. While most of us rely on gas or electric furnaces, the Amish turn to simple, natural solutions that don't just heat their spaces, but do so efficiently and sustainably. These methods are ingenious, cost-effective, and designed to keep the cold at bay without ever flipping a switch. One of the Amish's most iconic heating tools is the wood-burning stove. It's simple yet powerful, a workhorse that can heat an entire room with just a small stack of wood. But here's what makes the Amish approach unique. They don't just place their stoves anywhere. Instead, the stove is positioned strategically, usually in the center of the home or the most used room, so the heat radiates evenly. The type of wood they burn matters too. Hardwoods like oak and maple burn longer and hotter than softer woods, making them the preferred choice for staying warm through the night. The Amish also use the top of the stove for cooking, boiling water, or even warming food, making it a multifunctional centerpiece in their homes. For those who want to take wood heating to the next level, the Amish rely on rocket mass heaters. Think of these as the high-efficiency cousin of the traditional wood stove. A rocket mass heater burns wood at extremely high temperatures, converting almost all of it into heat rather than smoke. The warmth is then absorbed into a thermal mass made of a cob, stone, or brick, which slowly releases the heat over 12 to 24 hours. It's like having a battery for heat. Charge it up in the morning, and it keeps the house cozy all day and night. The Amish appreciate these systems for their efficiency. They use far less wood than traditional stoves and produce almost no waste. Another impressive Amish heating method is the masonry stove. Built from materials like stone, brick, or clay, these large permanent fixtures work by trapping heat in their dense walls. A single fire in a masonry stove can warm a home for up to 24 hours, as the heat slowly radiates outward. The surface of the stove stays warm but never gets dangerously hot, making it a safe gathering spot for families on cold evenings. Some Amish homes even incorporate benches or ledges into the stove's design, creating a cozy place to sit and enjoy the warmth. But not all heat has to come from fire. The Amish also make use of compost heating, a method that's as resourceful as it is effective. Compost piles generate significant heat as microbes break down organic material like leaves, grass clippings, and manure. In fact, a well-maintained compost pile can reach temperatures of up to 160 degrees Fahrenheit. The Amish place compost bins strategically near greenhouses, barns, or even water pipes, using the heat from decomposition to warm nearby spaces. It's a sustainable, zero-cost solution that turns waste into warmth. For smaller-scale heating, the Amish have perfected the use of candle heaters. These simple devices are made by placing a terracotta pot upside down over a cluster of candles. The pot absorbs the heat from the flames and radiates it outward, creating a small but effective heat source. While it won't warm an entire house, a candle heater is perfect for keeping hands warm at a desk or adding a little extra heat to a small room. It's an easy, low-cost project anyone can try at home. Another ingenious heating technique the Amish use is hotbeds, which are essentially raised planting beds with compost or manure buried beneath the soil. As the organic material decomposes, it generates heat that rises through the soil, keeping plants warm during cold weather. These hotbeds aren't just for greenhouses. Some Amish families use them near outdoor work areas or livestock pens to create pockets of warmth in otherwise freezing conditions. For those cold winter nights, the Amish rely on heating stones. Large, flat stones are heated on wood stoves during the day and then wrapped in thick cloth or blankets. These stones retain heat for hours, acting like portable heaters. They're placed at the foot of beds, under blankets while sitting, or even carried around to warm hands. It's an old-fashioned technique, but it's highly effective, especially when combined with other natural heating methods. Another way the Amish stay warm is by using thermal mass inside their homes. Just as they do in greenhouses, the Amish place large barrels of water or stone slabs near heat sources like stoves or south-facing windows. These materials absorb heat during the day and release it slowly at night, helping to maintain a consistent temperature without relying on additional fuel. One of the most inspiring aspects of Amish heating methods is their resourcefulness. For example, they often keep pots of water on their wood stoves. This does more than just provide warm water for cooking or cleaning. It also adds humidity to the air, making the home feel warmer and more comfortable. Dry air can make cold temperatures feel even harsher, so adding moisture is a simple yet effective way to combat that. The Amish philosophy of heating is simple. Use what you have and make it work for you. Whether it's a wood stove, a compost pile, or a cluster of candles, every method is designed to maximize efficiency and minimize waste. These systems aren't just about staying warm, they're about living sustainably, in harmony with the natural world. If you're looking to reduce your reliance on gas and electricity this winter, why not try one of these Amish-inspired heating solutions? Whether it's building a rocket mass heater, placing a candle heater on your desk, or simply rearranging your furniture around a wood stove, there's something here for every home. With a little creativity and a touch of Amish ingenuity, you can stay warm all winter long, no thermostat required. When it comes to staying warm, the Amish understand one golden rule. It's not just about generating heat, it's about keeping it. No matter how much warmth you create, it won't do you much good if it's leaking out of your home faster than you can produce it. That's why insulation and draft management are cornerstones of Amish winter survival. They use simple, natural materials and clever techniques to trap heat inside, making their homes feel cozy even during the harshest winters. One of their favorite and most effective tools is straw bales. Stacked tightly around the base of homes, greenhouses, or barns, straw bales act as a natural insulator. The secret lies in the air pockets within the straw, which trap heat and prevent it from escaping. It's like giving your home a warm scarf that blocks out the chill. And here's the best part. When winter is over, the bales don't go to waste. They're composted, used as mulch, or even repurposed for other projects, making them a zero-waste solution. Windows are another major source of heat loss, and the Amish have a few tricks to keep the cold out. One of the simplest is using heavy curtains or quilts. These are hung over windows at night to act as barriers against drafts. During the day, the curtains are opened wide to let sunlight flood in, warming the room naturally. Think of it as a push and pull system. Absorb heat during the day, lock it in at night. Some Amish families even sew insulated curtains, adding an extra layer of defense against icy winds. When it comes to sealing up gaps, draft stoppers are an Amish staple. These simple tubes of fabric, often filled with rice, beans, or even sand, are placed along the bottoms of doors and windows to block drafts. They're easy to make at home. An old sock or a fabric scrap can be transformed into a draft stopper with minimal effort. The Amish often add decorative touches, stitching patterns or using colorful fabric to turn these practical items into charming accents for the home. For a more permanent solution, the Amish use weather stripping around doors and windows. This creates an airtight seal, ensuring that no sneaky cold air finds its way inside. It's a small investment that can make a big difference, especially in older homes where gaps and cracks are more common. The Amish also understand the importance of insulating floors. In the winter, bare floors can feel like ice, sucking heat right out of the room. To combat this, they use thick rugs and carpets, which act as insulation and add a cozy, warm touch to living spaces. Wool rugs are especially effective as they trap heat and create a barrier between your feet and the chilly floorboards. Some Amish families even add layers of padding under their rugs for extra insulation. Walls are another area where heat can escape, and the Amish tackle this by using double-layered walls in their greenhouses and homes. This method creates an air pocket between the layers, which acts as a natural thermal barrier. In some cases, they add plastic sheeting or even heavy fabric to the inside walls during the winter months, further reducing heat loss. It's a simple solution that requires minimal materials, but has a big impact on warmth retention. Another clever Amish trick is using reflective materials to bounce heat back into the room. Aluminum foil or reflective paint on interior walls can prevent heat from escaping, especially in smaller spaces. This technique is often used in greenhouses but works just as well in homes. By reflecting heat toward the center of the room, these materials make the most of any warmth generated, whether it's from a wood stove, sunlight, or even candles. Doors are a common culprit when it comes to heat loss, and the Amish have a solution for that too. Heavy blankets or quilts are hung over doorways, creating a barrier that keeps warm air from escaping into unheated areas. This is especially useful for older homes where doors may not fit snugly in their frames. For added protection, rolled-up towels or draft stoppers are placed along the bottom edge of the door. One of the simplest and most effective techniques the Amish use is keeping doors closed. It might sound obvious, but ensuring that doors to unused rooms or storage areas remain shut can make a big difference in heat retention. By concentrating warmth in the rooms they use most, the Amish avoid wasting heat on spaces that don't need it. For those looking to replicate these techniques, the key is starting with small, manageable changes. Add draft stoppers to your doors and windows, hang heavy curtains to block cold air, and layer rugs on your floors to prevent heat loss. If you have access to straw bales, consider stacking them around the base of your home for an extra layer of insulation. These small adjustments can make your home significantly warmer while keeping your heating costs low. The beauty of these methods lies in their simplicity. The Amish don't rely on expensive materials or complicated systems. They work with what they have, using time-tested techniques to create homes that are warm, cozy, and efficient. And the best part? These solutions are easy to replicate, no matter where you live or what your budget is. By focusing on insulation and draft management, you can turn your home into a winter fortress, just like the Amish. When it's freezing outside, sometimes the best way to warm up starts from the inside out. The Amish know this well, which is why food and drink aren't just about nourishment. They're part of their winter survival strategy. Hearty meals and hot beverages pull double duty, feeding the body while keeping it warm. It's a simple yet powerful way to fight off the chill without turning up the thermostat. It all begins with hot drinks, the ultimate winter companions. Whether it's a steaming mug of tea, coffee, or homemade hot cider, these drinks do more than warm your hands. They heat you up from the inside. The Amish often gather around the stove in the evening with their favorite hot drinks, turning a simple moment into a shared family ritual. Imagine sipping on a hot mug of tea while the warmth spreads through your body like a cozy blanket. It's not just comforting, it's an efficient way to stay warm. For the Amish, hot beverages also come with a touch of practicality. Many households keep a kettle of water simmering on their wood stove throughout the day, always ready for a quick cup of tea or coffee. This adds a bit of warmth and humidity to the room, which makes the air feel less harsh on cold days. Even a simple pot of hot water with lemon can do wonders for your body's internal warmth while keeping things frugal. And then there's hearty, hot food, which is practically a winter tradition in Amish homes. Stews, soups, and casseroles aren't just filling, they're warming. A pot of chicken and vegetable soup bubbling away on the wood stove radiates warmth into the room while filling the house with mouth-watering aromas. The Amish take full advantage of this by planning meals that require long, slow cooking. It's like using their stove to multitask, cooking dinner while heating the space. Baking is another clever tactic. Amish kitchens are often designed with baking in mind, and the heat from an oven is a welcome bonus on a cold winter day. Whether it's a loaf of bread rising in the oven or a pie baking to perfection, the residual warmth from cooking helps keep the kitchen cozy. Once the baking is done, the Amish leave the oven door open slightly to let the leftover heat flow into the room. It's a small habit with a big impact. Another Amish tradition is keeping a pot of stew or beans simmering on the stove throughout the day. This not only makes for an easy, ready-to-eat meal, but also adds consistent heat to the home. The slow, steady warmth from the stove creates a comfortable atmosphere, especially in the kitchen, which is often the warmest room in an Amish house. One particularly clever Amish trick is using residual stove heat for hydration and warmth. In addition to cooking and baking, many families keep a pot of water or herbal tea on the stove to add moisture to the dry winter air. This serves a dual purpose. It prevents the air from feeling overly cold and ensures everyone stays hydrated, a key factor in staying warm. Even small gestures like serving meals family style contribute to keeping things warm. The Amish often eat together in a single room, concentrating body heat and creating a warm, shared space. It's like building a pocket of warmth around the dinner table where everyone benefits from the combined heat of food, drink, and family. For anyone looking to replicate these techniques, the best place to start is with a warm drink. A simple cup of tea, coffee, or cider can make a big difference on a cold day. Consider cooking more meals on the stovetop or baking something hearty in the oven. It's not just about the food, it's about the warmth it creates. And don't forget to take a page from the Amish book. Leave that oven door open after baking and let the heat flow into your home. The beauty of these methods is that they don't require expensive equipment or complicated setups. They're rooted in practicality and tradition, proving that sometimes the simplest solutions are the most effective. So, the next time you feel the cold creeping in, reach for a hot drink or start simmering a stew. You'll be surprised at how quickly the warmth spreads, inside and out. The Amish know that staying warm isn't just about the clothes you wear or the heat in your home. It's about how you spend your time. Movement generates warmth and gathering together concentrates it, turning simple activities into natural ways to fight off the cold. For the Amish, daily chores, family traditions, and a sense of community are as important as any wood stove when it comes to staying warm in the winter. It all starts with physical activity. The Amish lifestyle is naturally active, filled with tasks that keep the body moving and the blood flowing. Chopping wood is a prime example. Not only does it provide fuel for their stoves, but the effort of swinging an axe generates warmth almost instantly. Similarly, hauling water, shoveling snow, or even carrying firewood from the barn to the house becomes a practical way to stay warm while accomplishing essential tasks. It's like getting a free workout that doubles as a heating system. Even indoor chores like baking or quilting contribute to warmth. The simple act of kneading dough or stitching a quilt requires physical effort, which raises body temperature. And since these activities are often done near a warm stove or in a shared family space, they combine the benefits of movement with the added warmth of a heated environment. For the Amish, staying busy is not just a way of life, it's a way to beat the chill. Family gatherings play a huge role in staying warm. The Amish often spend their evenings in one room, where the entire family gathers to talk, read, or work on small projects. By sharing the same space, they concentrate body heat, turning the room into a cozy haven. It's like having an invisible heater powered by togetherness. This is especially common during quilting bees, where multiple people work on the same quilt. The warmth of the shared activity combined with the physical effort creates an environment that feels both productive and comfortable. Even meals are an opportunity to generate and share warmth. Amish families typically eat together around a large table, often in the warmest room of the house. The act of gathering for a shared meal not only brings everyone together but also concentrates heat, whether it's from the steaming dishes on the table or the people sitting close by. It's a tradition that turns something as simple as dinner time into a source of warmth and comfort. Pets play their part too. Amish families often keep animals like dogs or cats indoors during the winter. A warm dog curled up by your feet or a cat resting on your lap is more than just companionship. It's a natural living heat source. It's a reminder that sometimes the best way to stay warm is to share space with others, whether they're human or furry. Another key to warmth is embracing traditional games and group activities. During long winter evenings, the Amish often play games, tell stories, or work on crafts as a family. These activities not only keep the mind engaged, but also keep the body moving, whether it's reaching for a quilt square, sorting game pieces, or leaning in to hear the next part of a story. It's about creating a sense of togetherness that's both emotionally and physically warming. Finally, there's the power of intentional shared spaces. The Amish are experts at prioritizing warmth by gathering in one or two central rooms during the coldest months. By shutting off unused areas of the house and focusing their heating efforts on shared spaces, they maximize the warmth and reduce energy use. It's an efficient and effective way to create a cozy atmosphere without relying on modern heating systems. For those looking to adopt these methods, start small. Take 5 minutes to do light activity. Folding laundry, sweeping, or even tidying up can help you warm up quickly. Gather your family in one room for an evening of games or storytelling, and you'll feel the difference as everyone's body heat works together to raise the temperature. And don't forget to include your pets. They're happy to share their warmth too. The Amish remind us that sometimes the best way to stay warm is to keep moving and to stay close to the people and pets we care about. It's not just about heating a space. It's about creating a warm, shared experience that makes winter feel a little less cold. The Amish don't just rely on clever tricks and habits to stay warm. They design their homes to be naturally suited for the winter months. Every aspect of an Amish home, from its layout to the materials used, is carefully thought out to maximize warmth and efficiency without relying on gas or electricity. These homes are a testament to the Amish philosophy of simplicity and practicality, and they're full of lessons for anyone looking to create a cozier, more sustainable living space. One of the first things you'll notice about Amish homes is that they are built to work with the sun. Most Amish homes are oriented to face south, taking advantage of the sun's natural warmth during the colder months. Large south-facing windows let sunlight pour in, creating a natural heating system that costs nothing and lasts all day. It's a bit like turning the house into a giant solar collector. During the summer, trees and awnings provide shade to keep things cool, but in the winter, The sun's lower angle allows its rays to warm the home effectively. Windows, however, can also be a source of heat loss, which is why the Amish take extra care to insulate them. Small, strategically placed windows are common in Amish homes, particularly on the north side, where cold winds are most likely to hit. By limiting the number of windows in areas that don't get much sun, they reduce drafts and heat loss. Heavy curtains, often made from thick fabric or even quilts, are hung over windows at night to trap warmth inside, turning every window into a barrier against the cold. The walls of an Amish home are another key to its warmth. Many Amish homes are built with thick, insulated walls made from natural materials like wood or clay. These materials not only provide excellent insulation but also act as thermal mass, absorbing heat during the day and slowly releasing it at night. In some cases, double-layered walls with air pockets in between are used to create an even stronger thermal barrier. It's a design choice that keeps the home naturally warm without the need for modern heating systems. Inside the home, low ceilings are a common feature. Unlike modern homes with soaring ceilings that allow heat to rise out of reach, Amish homes are designed to keep warm air close to the ground, where people actually live. This simple architectural choice makes a big difference in maintaining a comfortable temperature. In addition, many Amish homes include lofts or second-story sleeping areas, which naturally stay warmer since heat rises. These spaces are perfect for keeping bedrooms cozy during the coldest nights. Another hallmark of Amish home design is the use of centralized heating systems. In many Amish homes, a wood-burning stove or masonry heater is placed in a central location, allowing its warmth to spread evenly throughout the house. The layout of the home is often planned around this heat source, with rooms arranged to benefit from the stove's radiant warmth. For example, kitchens and living areas are usually closest to the stove, while less used rooms like storage areas are positioned farther away. The flooring in Amish homes is also chosen with warmth in mind. Thick rugs and carpets are laid over wood or stone floors, creating an insulating layer that prevents heat from escaping downward. In some cases, the Amish use straw or hay underfloor insulation in areas like basements or root cellars, adding an extra barrier against the cold. These materials are not only effective but also inexpensive and easy to replace when needed. Doors are another area where the Amish pay close attention to detail. A heavy, well-fitted door can make a world of difference in keeping a home warm. Amish doors are often made from solid wood, which provides excellent insulation compared to thinner, hollow-core doors. To further reduce drafts, the Amish use simple but effective solutions like wool or fabric strips along the edges and bottoms of doors. In particularly drafty areas, they hang heavy curtains over doorways to create an additional layer of insulation. The kitchen serves as the heart of an Amish home, especially during the winter months. It's not just a place for cooking, it's also a natural gathering spot where warmth from the stove creates a cozy, inviting atmosphere. Meals are often prepared on wood-burning stoves, which provide both heat for the home and hot food for the family. The residual heat from baking or cooking is used to warm the space long after the meal is done, making the kitchen a multifunctional hub of warmth and activity. Another feature you'll often find in Amish homes is creative use of thermal mass. Just as they do in their greenhouses, the Amish use materials like stone, brick, or even barrels of water to absorb heat during the day and release it at night. For example, a stone or brick wall near a stove will soak up heat while the fire is burning and radiate that warmth into the room hours later. This passive heating system is both efficient and entirely sustainable. The Amish also use windbreaks around their homes to protect against icy winter winds. Rows of evergreen trees, dense hedges, or tall fences are planted strategically to block the wind and create a more stable microclimate around the house. This reduces the wind chill effect, helping to keep the home warmer without any additional effort or cost. For anyone looking to replicate these techniques, there's a lot to learn from Amish home design. Start by evaluating your home's exposure to sunlight and consider ways to maximize its natural warmth. Use heavy curtains or quilts to insulate windows. Add rugs to your floors and consider centralizing your heat source to make it more efficient. If drafts are a problem, simple fixes like weather stripping or hanging heavy fabric over doors can make a big difference. The beauty of Amish home design is that it works in harmony with the environment. By focusing on natural insulation, efficient layouts, and thoughtful use of materials, they've created homes that are not only warm and cozy, but also incredibly energy efficient. And the best part? These ideas are easy to adapt, no matter where you live. With a few simple adjustments, you can turn your home into a winter retreat that stays warm and comfortable without relying on modern heating systems. If you found value in this video, you'll love this next one.